Anila Singh, I want to begin by asking you, vigilante justice, is that acceptable? How can Swami Yashvir Maharaj or any of his apparently 5,000 followers force anyone? You heard S.T. Hassan saying, take down your pants and check whether you're Hindu or Muslim. That's unacceptable, madam.
My Ram Ram to all. And, when FIR was lodged and when the manager of that particular dhaba was called by the police administration, he said, I do not have any such knowledge where Yashvir Maharaji asked this person to take off his pants so that it can be seen whether that person belongs to which religion. Manager of that dhaba says that I do not have any knowledge about it. I do not know why a mountain is being built out of mole. I really fail to understand. This shows that some politics is going on. And just imagine H.G. Hassan saying that the act is like Atankwad. Doesn't he understand the meaning of Atankwad? Atankwad happened in Pahalgam, where in actual, people were asked to show their private parts. And the women, they became widow. And they were told, Jaake apne Modi ko bata dena. This is what Atankwad is. But H.D. Hassan says that what happened is Atankwad. So whether we talk about Congress party or the Samajwadi party or any of the political party which do the politics of discrimination, they love to coin this word Bhagwa Atankwad. So a Bhagwadhari simply asked that can you reveal your identity? So a big issue is being made out of it.
No, but why should the Bhagwadhari ask and why not the administration is the point that's repeatedly being raised. You cannot have vigilante justice in a democracy and in a rule of law country.
You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. No one coming from any caste, religion, organization, whether that person is a padri or a maulana or a pujari, nobody can take law in their own hands. You're absolutely correct. And they should not take law in their hands. That is why police administration is there. But why Mr. H.T. Hassan? Why Mr. Owaisi? Why other political leaders from the opposition? Ye kaun se lambardar ban rahe? Why they are delivering their justice? Have they heard both the parties? Just to come on media, they are giving such weird, bizarre comments. I think that is absolutely in wrong taste. They want to show that government in Uttar Pradesh is biased. They are biased towards Hindus and they are targeting Muslims, and it is not so. Because UP government is doing its work very well. And when it is being asked that you should display your license and everything, why these people are not doing so? They want to create an issue.
Let me get Ghanshyam Tiwari to respond to that. Ghanshyam Tiwari, is it wrong to say display your correct name, display your license number, and let the pilgrim decide if you are Muslim, whether he wants to eat there or during Yatra he doesn't want to eat there? He may want to eat at a Shuddh Vaishno Shakahari Dhaba if the name is Panditji Vaishno Dhaba, and then when the payment is being made, as the allegation is that the owner is Muslim, if his religious feelings are being hurt, the administration is trying to ensure that the religious feelings of the pilgrims should also not be hurt. Let the pilgrim decide.
Good evening, Gaurav, to you, the viewers and the fellow co-panelists. This is an extension of a widely sickening mindset. The sickening mindset that starts an election in Uttar Pradesh saying ye 80-20 ka chunav hai, starts with a hate speech. The sickening mindset says batenge katenge. The sickening mindset becomes silent when one of their leaders, a minister, says to Colonel Sofia Qureshi ki terrorist ki behan hai. The sickening mindset that wants to add jihad to everything. The question is that let's take Azim Premji, a very respectable entrepreneur who's created glory for India, jobs for India across the world. They run Premji Foundation. Now, if Premji Foundation sets up 5 medical booths and 10 dhabas, what is Anila Singh's government going to do? Are they going to put Azim Premji in jail? This bizarre logic, tomorrow a private equity company invests in India today, or they invest in Haldiram, and the private equity company is owned by somebody in Saudi Arabia or Dubai, like investments that have come into Jio and Reliance and so many Adani partnerships, etc. Now, have they become Muslim entities? This bizarre logic is used only by somebody who wants to dumb down people, fill them with hatred, create this same model. It's not a new model. The entire untouchability was practiced on this model, that you tell me your name and I'll tell you the rule. अगर आपका नाम कोई दलित है, पासवान है, राम है, जो भी है, राइट, आप यहाँ खाना है, पीना है, हम आपको नियम बताएंगे. The entire Manusmriti, the BJP, the mindset of RSS believes in this model of untouchability. They want to extend it to Muslims in India, to expand the model of untouchability. The whole idea of Batenge Katenge is exactly that. It is shameful that the party started in 2014 with Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, and it stands in 2025 asking you to attach jihad to every sentence that you see, asking you to tell who you want to go out with, asking you to tell what to wear, asking you to tell what you want to eat, what's in your tiffin, asking you to display the name of, let's say, Vaishno Dhaba. Maybe somebody had donated money and it is a Muslim parivar, but there are 10 people, Hindus who are working on it. If I am hungry, would you, and Anila ji tell our children that you should not eat there? What if it was a medical booth and an accident happened and the blood is required? Are we going to now ask whether you can donate blood depending on your religion?
Have you ever given any of this logic? I want to just ask you, when a Muslim says he only wants to eat halal meat, do you ever offer all this logic even there, or this logic is only meant for Hindus? Ghanshyam
I'm not
Tiwari.
saying, I didn't say Hindus or Muslims.
No,
The
I'm just
logic
asking
is
you.
plain-
If a Muslim says, I only want to eat
the-
halal meat, does this logic that you're giving right now, does it work there? Or that time, it's okay,
It's a-
respect his religious sentiments, respect his religion. If he wants to do only that, respect it. Does
It's-
this
it's-
logic works there also?
It's a false equivalence because you're equating things with people. When somebody says that मैं प्याज लहसुन का खाना नहीं खाऊंगा, they are saying this is the kind of food that I want to eat. But you cannot equate things with people. What I am saying is, are you going to question a doctor who's saving your life, that whether you are Hindu or Muslim? Are you going to question a person who's giving you blood to save your family member's life, whether you are Hindu or Muslim? And are you going to question a person who's donated money to run a dhaba? 10 boys work there, people work there who are feeding people at low cost, just because they named the dhaba behind Hindu deity? Now, and what is the display? Should the display also tell you your past name?
You want to quickly respond, Anila Singh, before I bring in Shantanu Gupta?
Absolutely. He was Ghanshyam Tiwari ji, he was saying this is sickening. Like he gave many of the examples, and he said this is sickening for this government is sickening for that, this government is sickening for that. I just have to say, sickening is what your party government, when your party's government was there in Uttar Pradesh, sickening was when Mulayam Singh Yadav ji bailed out Waliullah Khan, Varanasi blast accused. When your party leader, Akhilesh Yadav, he bailed out Muhammad Tariq. He was Gorakhpur blast accused. Sickening was when you got car sevaks killed. Sickening was when industries were getting shut down because Ughai industry was on. Sickening was when women, girls, ladies, they were not able to walk freely because they used to.
But I want to stay on the current issue for a moment, Anila Singh. I want to stay on the current issue for the moment, and I want to bring in Shantanu Gupta into this conversation, because Shantanu Gupta, Swami Yashvir Maharaj claims some people belonging to another faith, he says, were misleading Shiv Bhakts, and he and his followers are verifying facts. But it's not either his job or the job of his 5,000 followers. This is the job of the administration if rules are being followed or violated. We cannot have vigilante justice in our country.
For sure, Gaurav. I think any rule has to be ensured by the government. But I think for the benefit of the viewers, I'm saying everyone knows, but even then, Kanwar Yatra that comes in Sawan is a very pious yatra for the Hindus. They take jal from the nearest river, take it to one of the Shiva temples, and then take it back. And they walk miles and miles barefoot, right? And food has a particular importance. Food is not like a petrol or diesel to the vehicle in Hinduism. It is a sattvic food, there's a Rajasic food, the tamasic food, how food is cooked. In fact, you are sick, you should not cook food. So there are a lot of qualities added to a food. During this time, when they're doing this vrata, then doing this tapasya, they want to eat a certain kind of food. That's all. So just display it. Display who you are. In fact, under Shops Establishment Act, under GST Act, you are anyway supposed to put your name and GST number and any details. So you just put the number, that's all. And this is only attached to the food. Ghanshyam is trying to take who is putting the money. The covers, Kanwars are made by, lot of kanwars are made by in Jwalapur. Jwalapur is a, the major wood market. It's made by the lot of Muslims. So no problem. And a lot of kanwar people know it. It's only about the food that you intake in your mouth, because there are a lot of qualities
Okay.
attached to the food. And in halal, let me tell you, in halal, there is halal cement also. There are halal banks also. There are halal clothes. There are halal lipstick. Where Ghanshyam said, no, that's not the topic. That's not the topic I want to touch. I will only talk on the Hindu topics. If they want to eat sattvic food, I will not allow them to eat. If halal people, even McDonald's, there is a halal certificate. Can you imagine that? But if
Okay,
Hindu
before I
people
bring in
want
Nikhil,
to practice
before
the
I
way
bring
we
in
want to eat,
Nikhil,
no, Ghanshyam will
Ghanshyam
not allow.
Tiwari wants to quickly respond, sir. Go on, Mr. Tiwari, respond, sir.
I think India
Halal
today is
banks, it seems.
respected.
Halal
India
investment
today
banks, it seems.
is a respected platform where fake news and propaganda should not be honored. I never said Sattvic versus halal. I only simply said that you are creating a fake equivalence between food
Tell me, what is
and
the fake
people.
equivalence?
Food and people. One is people,
No.
individuals.
You don't. Then you don't understand
I did
what is
not
Okay,
halal.
interrupt
sir,
you. I did
sir,
not
one by
interrupt
Halal.
one.
you.
Sir,
I
sir,
did
let
not.
Mr. Tiwari complete his point. Let
I
Mr.
did not
Tiwari complete
interrupt.
his point. I'm coming to you.
I did not interrupt you, right? To say that food has to be absolutely sattvic, you look at then the origins of food, which was the field it was grown, who was the trader who purchased the grains. To what extent are we going to go? At one level, you have the prime minister rubbing shoulders with the sheikhs of the world, his favorite capitalists getting capital from that part of the world. Millions of Indians are living in that part of the world, earning their livelihood. And here we have a Batenge Katenge party where the chief minister had charges on hate speech prior to becoming the chief minister, where he himself was in charge of one of the groups which can be termed as a vigilante group. So we have to see this as a state machinery. The state wants this model of sickening mindset to be there everywhere, and there is no defense to this.
Okay. Shantanu Gupta, you want to quickly respond before I bring in Nikhil Jain into this
So
conversation?
first of all, this is not at all a false equivalence, not food versus people. I think Ghanshyam doesn't know what halal means. Halal means it's not a food. Halal is when a Muslim person reading a kalma cuts the animal in a particular way, then only the food can be consumable. So it's person to person who cooks it here and who cuts the animal in a particular way. And about the charges on chief minister, you know how this chief minister's FIR got on Yogi Adityanath? Okay, so one yatra, a Muslim yatra was going. One person, a Hindu person, was killed. Mulayam Singh declared curfew. Yogi Adityanath lands up in the hospital. Okay, FIR. How can you sue Hindu people in the hospital? That's what such FIRs. And he's calling the vigilante. You can't see your people. And this is the chief minister who won by
I want to
exponential
quickly
margin in
bring in
Gorakhpur
Nikhil
5
Jain.
times as a member of parliament.
I want to bring Nikhil Jain into this conversation because Nikhil, many are asking this question, Mr. Jain, why this reluctance to display names and license? Let the pilgrim decide where he wants to eat, who's bringing that food to him. It's a religious yatra. Respect his religion and his religious feelings.
So Gaurav, Shantanu makes a very pertinent point when he says that the Kanwar Yatra is a pious yatra where jal is carried by these pilgrims across thousands of kilometers and something that's been running around for centuries. And I completely agree with him. And if a pilgrim in the Kanwar Yatra wants that I want to only eat sattvic food, I think it is within his freedom of right of religion to ask for that, just in the same manner as a Muslim says that I only want to eat halal food. Now, the difference here is that when you talk about halal food, there exist organizations that give a certification that this is halal meat, this is halal food, and so on and so forth. Do we have similar organizations for sattvic food? To the best of my knowledge, I don't. So if I am a Hindu pilgrim, I am carrying that jal, I have this resolve that I am only going to eat sattvic food. Unfortunately, there is no way for me to know it. And to the best of my knowledge, in order to prepare sattvic food, there is no requirement, religiously speaking, there's no requirement that it has to be prepared by a Hindu. It could be prepared by a Muslim, it could be prepared by a Hindu, so long as the other elements are being catered to, that it does not include non-veg and so on and so forth. But instead of trying to bring a certification process like that, instead of trying to inculcate and promote the Ganga Jamni Tehzeeb of Northern India as we've known for centuries, that मुसलमान हिंदू रेस्टोरेंट मतलब हिंदू नाम पे रेस्टोरेंट रखते हैं. We've seen so many cases where Muslims have something in the name of a Hindu god, and we've also seen cases where a restaurant like a Khan Chacha or a Nazim Chacha or something like that is owned by a Hindu, and a Hindu is selling meat, a Muslim is selling a completely vegetarian food, and that is exactly how this country is. But instead of inculcating and propagating these values, what the BJP and their ecosystem are trying to do is that they want to create these fissures. They don't want people to display GST registrations and this and that. If that indeed was the intention, why only during the Kanwar Yatra? Ask them all the time to follow the law as it is. And I agree with Shantanu, this is the law. You have to put your certifications in a prominent place in the shop that is everywhere. And that's all. That's not just your name. That's GST permission, Shop and Establishment Act permission, FSSAI permission, whatever permissions are required. But why only during the Kanwar Yatra? And secondly, the kind of open hand that goons, I'm going to call them goons, I'm not going to call them workers or karyakartas or this or that, goons in Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh are going around terrorizing people. Whether you call them terrorists or not, that can be a matter of debate, but they are terrorizing people. They are using violence. They are targeting people solely on the basis of their religion, and that is not the kind of country our fathers and foremothers fought for. And the BJP really needs to realize that.
Okay. Anila Singh, respond, because even the Supreme Court called this a violation of fundamental rights, forcing someone to display their names and license last time when this order was brought.
Firstly, a political party which is Hindu and Sikh slaughterer, they should not preach us. They should not tell us what is right, what is wrong. So this is the political party for which politics has always been above anything. So they are slaughterers. Secondly, I just have to tell you, Mr. Jain, perhaps you do not have any knowledge about the cooking. That is why you were saying that how one can know about that, whether the food is sattvic or not. Where it is being displayed, Shuddh Shakahari Satvik Khana, Jain Bhojnalaya. It means that in this particular restaurant or in this particular dhaba, no non-veg is being cooked. This is what Satvik is. Any person, whether it is about you or whether it is about Mr. Tiwari, who keeps fast whole day and then he wants to, and he's outside his home. He wants to eat food. He doesn't want to eat in a restaurant where the same karchi, same spatula is being used to stir mutton and the same one is used to stir dal or aloo sabzi.
Not the point I made.
It's a basic difference. But you do not want to understand this, or you understand, but you want to portray Bharatiya Janata Party as a biased political party towards Hindus. But the reality is, yes, we do talk about the Hindus, the majority population which lives in our country, a great country.
Okay.
You are the political parties who always stood that no mandir should be built, no proper ritual should be followed by the Hindus, all ban. And
Okay, are you trying to reply? Okay.